Helps if I unmute. What's up, all? It was a tricky decision between Isaac or Euro Truck Sim, but I figured I needed something a bit more stimulating than trucking, because I'm feeling a bit like sort of sleepy from the heat, and there's a good chance if I would start playing ETS I would actually fall asleep. Yeah, we're gonna try and unlock a few, hopefully, tainted characters. So it's gonna be a lot of the same exact run. Trying to think which is a fun tainted character. Maybe Apollyon? Yeah, sure. So, same deal as yesterday. We need one trinket. If we don't get a trinket by the time we get to Mom, I'll have to rethink the whole purpose of the run. But let's assume that we will find a trinket. Positive thinking. To this day, I have not fully figured out the pattern for these green flies. I know they kind of mimic your movements, but it never seems to be 100% predictable. I hope I set the correct thumbnail for YouTube. Hang on. I don't know how I would even be able to see. Because now, of course, it's just showing the stream. I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's correct. Ignorance is bliss and all that. I would take it, but I can't, so void for a tiny speed up and a kind of small tears up. So that's good. Hello. Oh. I could pronounce this a number of ways. Nuktritsi, Nuktsi, Nuketsi. Maybe Nuke for short. Do you answer to Nuke? Just Nuke, okay. Clear instructions. I appreciate it. We go left and we go right and we go left again. We don't need to go to alt path anyway, which is fortunate because I don't have keys. How are you this evening? Assuming it is evening in your time zone. Been watching a Cairn content. YouTube recommended me this stream, didn't know you streamed. That was terrible. I have been streaming on YouTube at least for a good couple of months now. But as I understand, YouTube isn't always the best at recommending live streams. I don't really watch live streams on YouTube much. I mean, I don't watch a lot of live streams in general, but most times I default to Twitch still. But, heyo, Sparkle, what's up? Nice that you watch the Cairn videos. That is a very good game, which I am considering streaming at some point. By now I finished Cairn. The last few videos are scheduled for the coming Sundays. If I'm not mistaken, the last video will be on come on. The last Cairn episode will be on the 13th of June. My thumbnail was crying. Oh, right, yeah. Well, it is a very sad game, in a sense, lore-wise, etc. But yeah, I've been streaming a lot lately, actually. Most weekends it's at least 2 streams. This weekend I managed to do 4. 2 yesterday, 2 today. I'm trying to stick to a fairly small selection of games to not, you know, I'd like to avoid playing too many games at once, because then, for one, it's much more difficult to choose which one to play. And I will feel some pressure to, you know, to keep them all somewhat equal. Like, to not play the same thing for too long at a time. So for now it's mostly SnowRunner. There's gonna be quite a bit of ETS2 as well. And some Isaac, which I kind of rediscovered in the course of the past week just by watching other people stream it. It reminded me that this is a pretty fun game to watch, in my opinion. Just, come on, I'm stuck. Just because it's varied and it's, I know it's hard to explain. was not paying attention. I would like to do Cairn streams at some point, just free solo. Spoiler, I will finish the game by the end of the series. I won't say more, but I assume you've played it yourself and you've probably finished it yourself. Pretty excited for the DLC. Nope. I read what you meant, I suppose, but I didn't read at all what you wrote. Can't wait for the DLC. I don't even know when it's gonna come out, actually. Scheduled for this summer. Yeah, that would be cool. I didn't intentionally keep myself blind for the DLCs, but I know it's coming. I don't really know what it's gonna contain, because I heard things about extra mountains to climb, which would be sweet. The small issue... Wait, I missed the message. Beat the early access of Subnautica 2. Isn't that very fast? I have a lot of thoughts. I don't know how to structure them. About Subnautica 2. Is it a full game yet, or is it like a shortened version? Because I thought it was the full game, but just not really finished mechanically. And yeah, about Cairn. The thing is with the games I have been playing the most, on streams at least, they're all very long and or pretty much unfinishable. So I suspect that if I will want to take a longer break from any game in the list, you know, I'd have to fabricate some kind of ending for myself, like a certain thing I want to work towards, and once that's done I can leave it for a bit. I don't know if that's the best way, but in SnowRunner there's more content than I can manage. ETS 2 and ATS for that matter, I think are pretty much endless. Cairn is, in theory, like on paper, it's a bit shorter. Hello, Chill. How are you? Cairn is a bit more... I don't know the word. The story is only so long, and assuming I will ever be able to finish a free solo run, I guess that would pretty much be it. I know you can keep exploring and keep finding new routes to climb and such. And if they will keep adding DLCs, then that will add replayability for sure, but as it is, it's not really an endless game. And I've been neglecting Subnautica because actually the first few streams I did... No, I have to correct myself. The very first few streams I did on YouTube sometime in January or February were Session Skate Sim, which I might also start playing on stream after I finish the series of videos where I try to get a specific achievement. What am I doing? But after those 1 or 2 session streams, I started Subnautica 1 on stream. And I shouldn't forget about that game, because it could be a fun one to keep playing. I didn't even know there was a Subnautica 2 coming, so if I had kept on playing Subnautica on stream, I probably could have finished it by now, which would have lined up nicely with Subnautica 2, which I haven't played. And I don't really intend to play until after the early access. Oh, nice. And a bit stupid because there's no way I can keep this cracked key and leave all the other cards behind until we need the cracked key, which is at the very end. So I'm probably just gonna use the cracked key somewhere. Does Deep Pockets give you 2 card slots? I don't really know. Probably not. Nope. I feel like at some point before Repentance it did also allow you to hold 2 cards / pills / runes, but now it sure doesn't. Did you enjoy Subnautica 2? I've seen some things on Reddit that what's it called, like the peak sales is like 10 times as big as Subnautica 1 was when that came out. So I'm assuming it's an instant hit. I've only really seen the game ranks before you buy. They were very positive about the game. And I think, I'm pretty sure it was Jake who did the video. But I think he said that it doesn't even feel like early access, like it feels finished. Like 90% finished. That's an arbitrary number. He didn't say 90%, just There are too many options for secret rooms. This can't be it. This could be it. Either up here or here. Okay, sweet. And a bonus key. That's a reroll. How is the heat treating everyone? Yeah, sure. Ouija boards. It's like 7:30-ish p.m. and it feels hotter now than it did during the first stream. PJs, nice. This I will keep, if anything, just to use as my cracked key. Pretty solid run so far. If it's gonna be the same every stream, that the first one will be a great success. And all the runs after that are gonna be average at best. That seems to be the trend. Oh Jesus. I was not prepared. Nope. Jeez, we're already in the depths. Okay, don't stand still. I'm not sure how this item will interact with the void. I don't think it's gonna work very well. I'm not a big fan of the razor blade anyway. Just doesn't strike me as a very good item. Alright, I have acid tears. Get zapped. Wait. Could take a stab at the secret room. Not here. Perhaps here. Reroll. I keep saying reroll. I mean void. super secret room, I'm not too sure. And with only 2 bombs, I'm not even gonna try. Okay, before I forget, drop this. Ooh, death. Yep. What would really complete the build is some kind of homing effect. Apart from making the laser nice and purple, it would just be a very good combo. It's a chaos card, right? No, get out of jail. They changed a few things about the cards and now I can never really tell them apart. So really I should leave this here, take the Fool cards. There's the boss. Ad break incoming on Twitch in 51 seconds. No, 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 no. That's the only situation where laser tiers are less than ideal, because you can't keep the big troll bombs at a distance. How was your dinner, Jill? And anyone else who had dinner? How was everyone's food? That's the more inclusive way to phrase it. No. Okay, we have one trinket dropped, which will become the cracked key later. We have our Fool card, so we can get out of the mom room. Split shot. Sweet. Dinner was good, ate too much, so very sleepy now. Yeah. Same deal here, really. I thought I was finally able to properly estimate how much rice was needed to make enough for one person. Spoiler, I can't. It's always too much rice. That was kind of wasteful. Probably should have saved one bomb. Lockdown pretty fly. Range up. Can I ask what it was? I'm just curious. Let's be a bit efficient while we wait for the Twitch ads to finish. And put this here, because that's where we will teleport to. Well, really? Nothing? It's just rude. Nope, don't need this. Mince, pasta and veg. That sounds pretty good. At the risk of sounding like an old man, I finally figured out how to make a nice bolognese. It's not really bolognese, I just, you know, historically, whenever I made anything with tomato sauce, it was just like past tomatoes or whatever you call it. Smooth sauce with onions and mince. But somewhat recently I didn't figure out, I was told by Marco Pierre White that you need carrots very finely chopped so they kind of blend into the sauce, but not grated. The first few times I was chopping carrots by hand as finely as I could, like in really a few mil cubes. I'm wondering if the get out of jail free card would have opened the strange door. Too late. But yeah, that took like half an hour just to chop the carrots. I tried grating them once or twice, but that made them a bit too, I don't know, it just wasn't a very nice texture. But as it turns out, you can use one of those, like the things you have to pull, like a lawnmower engine with a spinning blade. I thought carrots would be too hard to use for that, but you can use it and it will do a good job. That's what you were going to make when you forgot sauce. That's, yeah, poor planning, chill. I know you can do better. I'm just being annoying. Still, as long as it's good. Like my dinner wasn't very very sophisticated either. I'm not sure which one I want more. The cauldron thing, smelter, or the 9 volts. I'd say 9 volt is more universally useful. Yeah, I just had basmati rice with peas, red pepper, and merguez sausage. Like the spicy kind of lamb sausages. That's something my wife absolutely does not like, so I can only really eat it when I have to have dinner by myself. It is kind of nice. I don't know how this started, but I really have a thing for rice at the moment. It's like maybe I'm just bored with any other kind of carb, because for the most part carbs in this house are just some kind of pasta. Or risotto rice. I'm doing a terrible job suddenly. Thinking about food too much. Yeah. Somehow rice isn't always very easy to make. Or that was what I thought, at least. But if you just follow what it says on the packets, like boil it on a very low heat, as long as it says on the packaging, drain it, put it back in the pot, put the lid back on for a few minutes, and then it's nice and fluffy. How do I do this? I need to go where the button is, but I can't. I'm feeling very stupid right now. I guess I have to make it go there. Yeah. Jesus. I wouldn't call this game a puzzle game by any means, but I guess when you add heat to the mix, some of the rooms can be a bit tricky to figure out. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of room before. No. It's not gonna be there. We don't. Or we do have the shop. that is a trap chest, as you can tell by the bit of blood in the corner. I'm just trying to be educational. Was there any kind of blue heart? Nope. Pretty fly. Very desperate for some kind of health up. Okay, that's one. Nope. We're not going for the beast necessarily, just need to get to home. Which might be tricky enough as it is, because...
Just get over it. It's gone. How could you have spent our savings?
Oh boy. That's too many at once. Damn it. Such promise. Such ambition. I feel like Apollyon is just a bit cursed for me permanently. Probably should have used the void there. I don't know what it is, but every time I play as Apollyon, every run seems a bit either cursed from the start, or I just mess up fatally. Okay, that one first. So we have no other distractions, just the boss. Okay, sweet. +1 to lowest stat, which I guess was speed. Let's go alt path briefly. Maybe just the first floor, but I want to get double items. Oh no. You have to dispatch these quickly. Damn it. Maybe I should have played ETS instead. I can still switch games. I'm not saying I will, but I might. If my focus really starts to slip and just nothing is going right. Not the easiest boss. Also far from the most difficult one. It's just kind of annoying. Okay, that's our trinket, which I suppose we might as well leave here. If I think about it, it is better to leave it early on, because then you don't have to carry the cracked key for the entire ascension path. And leave other consumables behind. I thought you could go back to the normal path after Downpour 1. I guess it's only after Downpour 2. This should give a few bombs as well. Yes. I'm not being very adventurous. By choosing the visible item both times. Yeah, I mean, 2 bombs for 1 bag is not exactly a good deal. Okay, shop with 7 coins. Sure. Oh, nuts. I do want this. I'm gonna save 1 bomb for the donation machine and look for the super secret room. I don't think we can get enough coins just from bombing the machine and the keeper unless we get a nickel, which we do not. 1 coin short. Can't go in here unless we lose health, which I don't think we can. I could just switch to, or I could become the Lost. If you send... I'm very happy with that answer. Why do you want me to scream so much? Like... Is it because I talk kind of quietly anyway that it would be funny to hear me scream, which I won't do anyway because it will, you know, it'll ruin the experience of anyone who is watching this for ASMR-y reasons. Sometimes I wonder if I should just drop the ASMR from the name and just make the kind of content I always make, but without the ASMR label. But then you start thinking about searchability and stuff. If people are specifically looking for ASMR, that it would be more difficult to find this channel, and then you start to overthink. Okay, we have 15 coins, so yeah, I figured. I'm no stranger to some joshing. That sounds like an innuendo, but it's not. Okay, this is what I wanted. It's not even all that useful right now, it's just an item I'd like to have whenever I can. Stay away, you demons. Tears up, that's actually just what I needed. Sulfur, yeah. Not sulfur, black powder. I've been dismissive of this item in the past, thinking it wasn't so great, but actually it can be very good if your speed is high enough. Because, yeah, currently we can barely make full circles. Well, I think you're pretty funny, for what it's worth. Not as funny as your interactions with the Magic 8 Ball. I was gonna say, who says AI can't be funny, but it's not AI, because it's just choosing from a list of possible responses. It should be here. 2 bombs for 2 chests. That's a gamble. Why did it answer twice? The answer to that isn't pretty and never. It's kind of a shame I can't have the magic 8-ball in the Twitch chat as well. It's just on YouTube because my Streamlabs is only connected to YouTube. I tried using the SE Live, like the plugin from Stream Elements. I feel like I said Streamlabs before. I meant Stream Elements. I tried using the plugin just for a few things, but not for the multi-streaming itself. But then every time I opened OBS, there was always a warning that there was a potential conflict between SE Live and the multi-RTMP plugin, which is the one I use to multi-stream. So yeah, might have to come up with a different chat minigame kind of thing just for Twitch. So YouTube has the 8-ball and Twitch has something else, whatever that may be. There are a bunch of games in Social Stream Ninja, which is the thing I use to get the chat on screen. But in my opinion, none of those games are really all that fun. They're fun, but they're not, I don't know. I think there are more interesting options. But the compelling argument is that it would be easy to set up one of those games in Social Stream Ninja. Of course, then it would be active in both chats, which might defeat the purpose to some extent, but yeah. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Maybe look for something completely separate, like not games that are part of some overarching thing like Streamlabs or Stream Elements. Does it just give a response when you type the command without a question? Are you trying to break my magic 8-ball? If so, I'm gonna have to ask you firmly to stop at once. But not really. We have one more floor until Necropolis 2. So I don't have to worry about the Fool card just yet. I might want to use the Empress card for this boss. I feel like we've only had 2 attempts at a run. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure we've come across this item 3 times. Which would mean twice in one run, which is not really possible. No, 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 no. Why is my damage constantly going up and down? Oh, must be purity. No. I really don't like these rooms. More accurately, I don't like those enemies in the rooms like this. I do want to try the challenge room. Okay. Secret room. Wherefore art thou? I'll admit those mostly luck, because it could just as well have been the space below. Would have been better if it were below here, because then I could also bomb into the curse room. Can't have your cake and also consume it. Okay. 1 down, 2 down. Experimental treatment, yes. Overall, not bad. I do want both. It doesn't really make sense to take both because we only have one more floor after this. There aren't any items in the ascension path unless you get lucky with chests, I think. And there aren't going to be any guppy items in the home level, so as much as I would want to take any guppy items I find, it's probably not the best deal. And money equals power. We don't have that much health. No. That took too long. Okay. I was only gonna go down to 15 coins to leave enough for the shop. Speed down. It's just rude. Ooh. I tried to be smart. Starting to get a bit paranoid if I left a trinket somewhere. I'm sure I did, but what if I didn't? Yeah, sure. Arrow walk. I will take this just because it's on discounted price. Mama Mega. I want to see what happens if I re-roll, not re-roll, if I void this. Because it's a one-use item. So maybe it'll trigger anyway. No. It does not. Two keys for 2 locks. That's the ideal outcome, to get a key back from both chests. I forget what arrow walk even does, so shot speed down, speed up. It's not all that great. We have the full cards. I can check out that upper room rather, after we do Mom. Okay, teleport out. Check out this. I never know what to do. Because if I try to do it the smart way, like that, I still mess up. Sometimes. Okay. Every time I go through the strange door, I'm expecting to start the ascension path already. And I forget that there's one more floor to go. Not great, just fine. Pinky eye. Yep. Come on, man. Hello, Anthony the Sam. Anthony's the Sam. So is it Anthony or Sam? Or is it both? I don't know why I'm bothering picking up all these coins, because it doesn't really matter at this point. It is both. So can I choose Anthony or Sam? For simplicity, maybe just Anthony. Andy. I don't know. I hate this room. Their range is so much longer than I think it is going to be. Oh, what? I thought I had more than one key. Well, it's the topic of the day in a sense, but I feel obligated to ask what the weather is like for everyone who joins. Because it seems in Western Europe at least that it's currently very hot. Which I'm not a huge fan of myself, but I don't want to assume that everyone else dislikes hot weather the way I do. They explode in a very satisfying way. Morbid as that may sound. I can still go in the dice room. I don't know if I want to. Nope. Nope. I feel obligated to ask. Okay, well, there's my answer, I guess. I feel like I've covered most of the spots where the secret room can be. Except here? No. Then where is it? I thought I tried here, but maybe I... No. Was it worth it? Not really. Seems every time, by the time I get to the ascension path, even if I did have a lot of health before, I'm just starting with suboptimal health.
Spent it. It's gone. Just get over it. It's gone.
Can you not?
How can you have spent our savings?
If I die again, I'm gonna have no other choice than to pick a different character, because Apollyon is obviously not working out. Oh, right. The blue ones don't trigger buttons. Seriously. No, 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 no. I refuse to die. I said refuse. I refuse to die by the hands or wings of a fly. It's not looking very promising.
And disturbed just like his father. Look at who he has to look up to.
I knew it.
Shut up, man.
Yes, shut up indeed. It's not going all that well. Let's try one where I don't have the tainted character unlocked yet. That would be a huge waste of time. Maybe, yeah, maybe Azazel. Do you say Azazel or Azazel? I know in Supernatural, the series, they say Azazel. Whatever that's worth. This used to be my favorite character. It's still a fun character. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Okay, we have one trinket already. That's good news. It's not one I particularly care for anyway, so I'm just gonna leave it here. I could have tried for the secret room. Is every room just gonna be those guys? Okay, correct key. If we can find an item, I struggle to think of which one it would be specifically, but some item that lets us hold 2 trinkets or 2 cards. That would be kind of nice. I don't think it's worth holding on to this one because it's like we have the whole run ahead of us, and I don't want to miss out on other cards. Oh no. I was too busy being disappointed by what was in that chest. I'd like to at least unlock one tainted character before the end of the stream, which is still kind of a long way away. Long ways away. It's only been an hour and a half so far. placebo. It's unlikely we'll be able to afford it anyway. Wait, secret room. Likely here. Okay, just 4 more coins. I'm gonna check the curse room. Well, one bomb left. Unless it's really obvious where the super secret room would be, I probably shouldn't risk it. Because it can be here, or it can be here on the left. I'd say forget about it. It's tempting to let the magic 8-ball decide if I should do certain things in the game or not. Okay. Incubus. I want Incubus, but that will leave us with 1 black heart, which is just not enough. No. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to Downpour now. I forget if I had the ability to go to Downpour after basement 1. Because there is some consensus that you should always go to Downpour. If anything, just for the double item rooms. Ooh, nice. Since there's an ad running on Twitch, I'm gonna take a quick break just to get some water. Apologies. The cable for my mic is kind of unfortunately positioned because it's very hard to reach for anything on my desk without bumping into it. Yeah, be right back. All right. Is that the item that lets you switch places? I don't think there's much point in keeping this. I feel like it's mostly useful if you're trying to get to places which you can't reach without flight. That came out weird. Without flight or the ladder or something. Red candle is tempting. I'd prefer to keep the paw. Restock. I don't know. Again with the arrow walk. I always think it's going to be chaos cards. No, I'm an idiot. I already found the secret room. Depending on how well this run goes, I might switch to a different game. Not sure which one though. Let's kill the angel just for laughs. Assuming I can at least make it to the ascension path. I think this might be the last attempt for today anyway. Sometimes it's just not a day to play Isaac. If every run feels kinda cursed. Even though it's not really cursed, it's just the skills are not really there today. Already thinking what I'd be playing next. Definitely open to suggestions as long as they are either ETS2, Euro Truck Sim 2, American Truck Sim, already played SnowRunner today, but I could play some more if that's what you guys prefer. or wild card. I could play some Subnautica perhaps. I'd say this is actually a better item. At the moment, personally, I'm leaning towards Euro Truck Sim, but yeah, let me know what you'd prefer to watch. How did I get hit? I forget what we have and haven't found on this floor. We have the shop, we had the item room, so I think we can just move on. Oops. I'm curious how this, whatever it's called, what is it called? Double active? Probably showed up as I picked it up, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. I'm not really sure how that interacts with the jar of everything. Now is a bad time to try anyway, because I don't want a red heart. Okay, XL floor, so 2 item rooms. I have to find the full cards. Temperance, nah. If I get really desperate, and if you don't have a preference what you'd want to see next, I could ask the 8-ball. Or, you know, I could just have an opinion for myself. This thing, sure. I shouldn't be using the jar for anything but blue or black hearts. keep wasting it to get cards which are not even all that useful. Magician. There's a few good cards, but I can't use them all. Sure. Stars. It's kind of pointless. Again, this one. Does the magician not work with the short brimstone? I'm sure it used to work with short brimstone in the past. Although I can't say I tried the card specifically, but other kinds of homing effects, I'm sure they used to work. Likely, no. Other likely, no. Yeah, now we use this. Oh no, that was just terrible. Come on, man. I wish I could stop running into things. No, I think I'm gonna keep this. It's maybe the worst choice. One pin down, 2 pins down. Three pins down. Eventually we should get back to full health, or max health. But I'm being very stupid / clumsy. I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have, but I didn't see any tinted skull. There it is. Curse room. I'll pass. We have the cards, we dropped the trinket. So yeah. Oh. I thought this would be Mom already. I feel like I haven't had an Excel room in a long time. That's my excuse for not realizing that there was one more boss to go. Okay, nice. We could go Mega Satan, but we're not going to. Yeah. Sure. Just to get a complete key and not just one piece. Wait, because maybe I should look for that strength card. If I can remember where it was. No. Devil stars. This. Right. A bit overexposed. No, 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 no. I always underestimate those red-eyed things. Book of Secrets, yeah, sure. Book of Sin. Oh. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was the reason why I kept the glowing light bulb trinket. Because now unless we lose charge somehow, which is possible but shouldn't happen. We just have a general buff of everything, but now I can't use it without losing the buff. I don't like fruitcake. I was tricked, deceived even. Bamboozled. Conned. Don't know why I started thinking of synonyms. Stars is kind of pointless. Oh. Diamonds, sure. Gulp. Bloody crown. I forget what that does. Is that the one that spawns item rooms in the womb? I think so. There's still a shop somewhere. Ye olde shoppy. And it's kinda crap. I think I'm just gonna dump as many coins as I can back into the machine. No. I could pay the beggar till he gives an item. Okay, so this is Ascension. No, also not here. I'm an idiot again. Was bombing for a super secret room, which we just went to.
Spent it. It's gone. Just get over it. It's gone. How can you have spent our savings?
What is happening to my charge? It was very slow and I don't know why. I'm assuming it was because of the effect of the brimstone, like the fruit cake effect.
active and disturbed just like his father. Look at who he has to look up to. You're drunk again, aren't you?
Shut up, man! Shut up! Just keep pushing me like this. I'm leaving.
Good. Leave. We'll be fine without you. Abandon us. Abandon yourself.
I'd say we should be able to make it to home at least. I'm less optimistic about having a shot at the beast because final bosses tend to be a bit more difficult with Azazel than with normal characters. Let's use the strength card somewhere here. I'm waiting to use it till there's some kind of, you know, those ascension path specific, very strong bosses. I'm stuck in a loop. No. Oh. I tried so hard to avoid it. Ooh, nice cancer. The first time anyone has said that. I was thinking about it the whole time that I should come back for the cracked key, but in a parallel dimension, I would have forgotten.
You need to confess your sins and become saved. Let his light inside you cleanse your soul.
Insane. You're taking this too far. Get your ears sound.
Pray for your salvation. Come, pray with us.
Basement 2. Is that the most satisfying thing you can do in this game? Breaking those frozen enemies. Oops. Don't get backed into a corner. It's like Isaac 101. Nothing I really want, I'd say. Not even BFF, which I tend to take whenever I can. Yeah, I mean, I could have ascended in the black market. Yep, and I did leave 2 trinkets. I had to make sure.
Your son needs you.
Just can't do this.
Please don't.
I'm a hoarder. Per throw. No. Can't really use it, I'm afraid. Okay, and that's the final thing. So that is already mission accomplished. Because all I wanted to do was unlock him or her. In the off chance that that would give me the mom transformation. Okay. There is a chance. I'm not expecting much. No, phew, close. Damn it. How is that the most difficult attack of this form? I mean, of the first stage of Dogma. Why am I trying to shoot the light? Wait. You think you're finally starting to understand this game? How so? Like the floor layout. Dodge and weave, dodge and weave. It's always one more attack than I'm expecting. I mean, I don't mind. I finally figured out this attack, so you can spam it all you want. I don't even care. Okay, nice. This is gonna be kinda tricky. Because this is where you want to stay away as much as you can. Which I can't really do, because then I can't hit anything. Yo. What am I doing? Yeah, this is taking way too long. When bosses take too long, I get impatient. Yeah, I mean, it's like half my health gone just from the first of 4. Oh boy. What hit me? No, this is just not gonna work. I need range. And I need to not be directly underneath him. Jesus. More just what's going on. When you first watched, it seemed more chaotic. It is a very chaotic game. No. Well, that's new. Normally I don't even get to this stage because I'm able to kill them much faster. Nope. I'm calling it. I did get him, kind of. If I had a sad custom emote, I would use it now. I'm thinking if it's worth switching to a different game. Because I have like 2 hours left. Which I suppose is still a reasonable amount of time to switch to something else. Do I dare ask the magic 8-ball? Or again, you know, I appreciate if you're being polite and just letting me choose, or if you really don't have a preference. But if you do, please say so now. Otherwise, I think I'm just gonna keep going with Isaac a bit longer. Definitely no Subnautica. I feel like I need more time for that. And in ETS, it's hard to say, but I think we could get 2, maybe 3 shorter, quick jobs done. I'll think for a minute. I really wish the music wouldn't pause, or like the music wouldn't mute as I mute the game. Happy with anything. ETS could be good. Yeah, okay. Then I'll switch. I'll need to end for a few minutes just to set up the, set up the different game. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you're watching this not live, I'll be back momentarily with ETS. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I don't know, doesn't matter. You would prefer ETS. I think I would also prefer ETS, because Isaac isn't really jiving today. So yeah, be back in a jiffy. For the records, I'm terrible at ending streams for some reason, because I'm not conscious enough of the fact that some people might be watching this later. So if you are watching this later, thanks for watching. Itchy nose. If you don't care about ETS and you're signing off for today, thank you for hanging. There will be some Isaac in the future. I'm thinking if maybe I'll stream tomorrow. That will depend on how long my wife stays in bed, because our bed is in this room. So if she's sleeping, I can't really stream. And she'll be back home late. So there's a good chance she'll want to sleep in. But yeah, if I can stream tomorrow, there's a good chance there's gonna be a bit more Isaac. And or something else. We'll see. Enough for now. I'm going to set up ETS and I'll be back soon.